Google's AI-powered search results. Is that the final nail in the coffin for SEO? Let's dive in.
All right. So the SEO narrative, the SEO is dead narrative is so old, right? Like anyone who works in SEO has gotten tired of hearing that. I think it finally had like some sense of legitimacy to it. The last time, what was it? The helpful content update. It did actually kill off a lot of industries we worked with. So for some industries, SEO did die, very much so. But for a lot of other people, it was business as usual, maybe a dip. Even some industries saw increased traffic, right? Now, most people have seen a decrease in top of funnel content. That is not, that you can't really argue that. So it has been a bit of a shift in strategy. Local, largely untouched. Now, Google has just announced their upcoming changes to search, and we're gonna see a very different set of results, a very different search experience. So some people are calling it the end of the 10 blue links. The 10 blue links, you search for something, you got 10 results. Google's been diluting those for a long time, right? They did the featured snippet, they got the ads above. I feel like now, if you actually do Google searches, it's like quite a chore to scroll. Like your fingers are tired by the time you make it to the first result.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over what they have said they're rolling out, what that's going to mean, and how this could impact local and all the other industries that are still doing well. So a lot of this is we don't know, we just don't know how this is going to impact. A lot of people have thought like, okay, local, it's going to be fine, it's going to be safe. The map pack is always there. We really don't know what will happen when we get to these changes. And this is, I think, more than just what we'll see once they roll this out. Like this is step one, they're clearly going in this direction. So this could change. Okay, so AI mode will now be powered by Gemini. So it's going to work a lot like all the other AI models. If you're used to searching in ChatGPT, that's clearly the way they're attempting to go as well. Now, let me actually just share this because I think this is pretty cool. So one thing that they've already rolled out, maybe you've noticed this, is whenever you search for something, if it triggers the AI overview, which I think is 55% of searches right now, you'll actually see the ability to continue chatting with it, right? So here I've said, what is Hermes AI? This is something we're both setting up, going down the deep, going down the rabbit hole on. So actually, you can follow up, and this is great for search because think how many times you have this. You search for something and you have a follow-up question. In Google, you've always had to restate the entire thing. There was no intelligent way to ask a follow-up question, and ChatGPT made this so much easier.
Yeah.
Here's
which was nuts because they had the AI mode. But then, it just didn't make sense to not have this function, which they've now done.
Yeah. So before, if you search for what is Hermes AI, and then you wanted to ask if it could be connected to Claude Code, you had to restate that as a full question. Where now I can say, can it connect to Claude Code? Search. Now, when you click the search, now it actually pushes you into AI mode. And Google wants to push more and more searches into AI mode. That was a big part of their announcement. So now you're in here. And this looks very much like ChatGPT in my opinion. Slightly different layout, but it's the same thing, right? You're getting these AI results. You've got links on the side. This is going to work out to be, I think, far more important than the organic links in the long run. If you show up over here, if you're trying to set this up and you say, here's like an interesting video. So that's the biggest thing. Google wants to push more of the searches into AI mode. Where it'll be powered by Gemini, and they hope to have that same sort of more pleasant experience that you have with ChatGPT. Now, I actually think this is pretty good because I've complained before about how when you want simple things, ChatGPT can be overkill. If you had the same thing, it might give you this really long list of steps to set it up. It goes far beyond what you're asking. So there's I think this is actually a pretty good overview, wouldn't you say? As far as
experience, yeah. Well, Google is good at
what king it does, of user experience.
Yeah, really, really good. And they've been a bit slow to get to catch up almost, but they're sat on all of that data and functionality and infrastructure. So I'm seeing a lot of commentators sort of say that there'll just be a couple of labs left after this great race is over, and Google will almost certainly be one of them.
Google will definitely be one of them. So Google has said this is the biggest change to the search in 25 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have reimagined, and they're calling it the intelligent search box. So that is the idea. Rather than giving those links, and they're telling you this isn't like we think this will happen. They're saying instead of returning those simple list of links, they will drop you into an AI-powered interactive experience. Now, I think not every search is going to trigger this. It's going to be dependent. So if there's like a task to be done, if there's research, it'll drop you to this. But in my opinion, once they start this direction, it's only going to increase. Even if they get some pushback initially, like people will really get used to this. And I think it'll end up being actually a better search experience.
Will you cover ads at this point? Have we got any indication as to what that will look like? Are they safe in the knowledge that, because obviously the 10 blue link monetization strategy has worked wonders for them over the past 2.5 decades. So what are they going to do with ads?
I'm not sure. I know they're going to have ads in this space, but I don't know if they've said exactly what the ads will look like.
Okay, well, they must have it figured out.
Yeah. So, and part of this will be like, this will connect to your entire Google ecosystem, right? You've got your Google Calendar. So they talk about like the ability to do tasks. Like they want this search screen to be like your homepage. Like a lot of people use Notion. So it's got it'll have like connect your calendar, have, your events for the day, and then you can interact with everything in one spot. And I think this is definitely how ChatGPT is moving as well with Codex. Like now the Codex is a far more complicated interface and more designed around coding, where this is designed more around like more like a Notion dashboard. Like here's the important information you need. But I think there's going to be a lot of overlap on the things you can do, because they talk about the ability to do tasks, from the spot. You need to book a flight. It'll be where you can give it the information. It's going to go out and find the flight, ultimately be able to book that flight for you. So really a big change when everything starts to live in one spot.
Why is the example always to book flights for you? Is that like the thing that we're most obsessed with when it comes to agentic AI? Like, God, I don't want to have to book my own flights, thank God.
Well, I think a lot of people do hate it. You can spend a lot of time on the actual research. And I guess that's something they know everybody does.
Yeah.
So, okay. Another thing that was revealed was the search agent. So, as soon as I read this, I was like, oh my God, this is like, we're basically building stuff like this in-house. So this is where you could say like, oh, I want to keep up with this topic. It could be a stock. It could be a product, pretty much anything that you want to keep up with. Like you can assign an agent to it. I think this is supposed to come July, maybe sometime this summer. And you'll have this agent that will track this topic, whatever it is, and it will keep you up to date with the information. Now we're building, I was thinking about our unlinked mention tool. So for our PR agency, we track, sorry, not unlinked mentions, but we track mentions, Google alerts. So anytime like our client is mentioned anywhere on the internet, we want to see it, because oftentimes when we land coverage, the journalist doesn't actually reach out to us. The article goes live, we've won coverage, and if we don't find that, then it's like, it doesn't do us any good. So we've built that in-house, and I'm seeing like, okay, maybe Google will have this built-in infrastructure where we could build agents that just track alerts for our clients. And the benefit there is that it's using Gemini. So it's not just like, here's this giant list of alerts. It'll filter it. It'll figure out, it'll be able to do the things you need it to do using Gemini. I mean, you can imagine the things you could do there, right?
Yeah.
I think those were the probably the biggest things. They are getting into agentic coding in search, using anti-gravity. I think for a lot of people that will be big. I think for the everyday user, probably less so. There'll probably be things where it does that in the background and you're just unaware that it's even having to do that, right? But
yeah, I think the fact that we are all so deeply ingrained into the Google ecosystem is once I think it's fully caught up with with everything. And I don't think, and I'm not saying like caught up in the sense that it needs to like quick. I think it's already got the tech. I just think it's a bigger beast of a organization that's a bit slower to move. I've got 3 apps open on my desktop currently. So I've got Claude, Codex, and Anti-Gravity as well. At some point, I'd like that to go down to just one, because it's too much stuff. And then also we're messing around with like Hermes and stuff as well. So, but I think Google has. I mean, I'm completely in the Google ecosystem, Gmail, Google Calendar, like everything lives inside of Google. So, sort of, if they can bring it and tie it all together, it seems to make sense that that's possibly where a lot of people could go. The Notion dashboard style thing makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That'll be really interesting. And then Google Spark, I think, is the agent thing which they're launching. So yeah, loads coming out. And if they can keep up the pace of the sort of the releases and the drops like some of the other AI labs, then it's going to be an exciting summer.
Yeah, it is.